Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in this Lord I see, I did sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in the season. Him leave never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now there, so them there like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon the judgment of the sinner man them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner man them always. And always I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah, kadamawe grumabe lai higzag beer tada istalena bashante shante 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 kadamawe grumabe lai. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power in my name. Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different shapes, sizes, colors, aromas, and even flavors. Abandon and relegate all their differences in the background and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good heating. They produce food in the aftermath. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us, the eaters, who do. Yet every time the ingredients in the black pot will rise to the occasion to produce food that they do not partake in eating. This is a lesson of selflessness. It's also a lesson of generational thinking. How many of us will plant trees if we knew that we will die in the next 1 year? Will we plant a tree that will take 30 years to grow if we knew we're going to die in the next 1 year? Or would we rather plant pepper, plant tomatoes so we can harvest the tomatoes and pepper within a few months, eat before we die and go away? My brother, my sister, this is what we're talking about. A nation that does not recognize and honor sacrifice can never be called a nation. It is an empty box. And a nation that does not honor its heroes and heroines is worth dying for, but it cannot be called a nation. It's an empty box. My brother, my sister, we all need to be generational thinkers. Yesterday, we made it so clear in this segment of the Blakk Pot that until we as a nation recognize service to mankind and translate that into service to self, we will never ever progress and thrive as a nation. If I am serving my nation, I should be so joyful and prideful in the fact that I am serving myself. If I serve my nation, I should be glad that I'm serving myself. Until we see that service to the nation as service to ourselves, the nation will never thrive. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. I remember we are live on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Blakk Empire Media. BLAKK, yes, Empire Media. We are also live on YouTube and Facebook, same name, Blakk Empire Media. I would like to say thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit on the subscription button and also hit on the notification bell so that anytime we are on, you'll be the first person to see us. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. And if you are thinking about going on holiday, but you know you don't have too much money, maybe the paperwork is too much of a problem for you. Visas, and all that. No problem. Prudie Work is here for you. Now, where do you want to go for holidays? Do you want to go to Kenya? Or you want to go to Morocco? Maybe you want to go to Thailand or Taiwan. Maybe Japan or even America, England, the UK, Australia, maybe the Schengen states. I'm talking about Germany, Poland, Belgium, and all those countries. Prudie Workforce is here. Now, Prudie Workforce has taken immigration to the next level. Look, they will give you your visa. At the same time, they would also give you accommodation wherever you are going, all for free. They would also make sure that they buy you your plane ticket. So one, they buy you your plane ticket, they give you a visa, and then they also give you accommodation. All you need is a passport size photograph of yourself. You also need the bio page copy of your passport, and then you need a bank statement. Now, it doesn't matter how much you have in the bank statement. It could be 0 Ghana cedis. It is okay. They just want a bank statement. You'll be told how you can achieve this, and that's all. Now, Prudie Workforce is located right there at the taxi rank in Medina, near the Eco Bank, and that's their digital address. Please give them a call right now if you truly want to travel around Africa, around Europe, around America, and anywhere you want to travel to. Prudie Workforce has the answer. And the good news, super good news, is that if you want to work whilst you are on holiday so you can finance your holiday, no problem. What is your specialty? Are you a doctor? Are you a nurse? Are you a teacher? Maybe you are even a cleaner. Maybe you are a driver. Maybe you are a mason or a bricklayer. Maybe you are a painter. Maybe you can clean. Anything you can do. No problem at all. Maybe you want to even go to school whilst you are on holiday for a year or so. It's possible. All you need to do is to call Prudie Workforce right now. They are located at Medina at the taxi rank near the Eco Bank, and that's their digital address. Please speak with Prudie Workforce right now. And their numbers are rolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and call them and speak with them, both Ghana and the UK. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Come here. Now today we have very interesting stories to share with you, 5 of them in number. And I want us to start like this. First story, my youth. Watch this. Assassination attempts on special prosecutor exposed. Assassination attempts. Who is the special prosecutor? He's called Kisi Ejabeng. And that's him. Handsome young man, 42 years old. That's his age. Now we had the first special prosecutor, Alamisi Amidu. He came in and many Ghanaians criticized him and said he was a Dr. Do Nothing. He came and he could not even prosecute a mosquito, let alone a cockroach. At the end of the day, he ran out of the office of the special prosecutor, claiming that the president himself is the king of corruption. What is the office of the special prosecutor supposed to do? It's supposed to fight corruption. Now, when he left, this was the next man who took the office. And the last special prosecutor was quick to say, this little boy cannot achieve anything. But since he came in, he's been able to achieve a few things. In fact, a lot of things. Recently, he described himself as Ankwanoma. I'm yet to find out exactly what kind of bird is known as Ankwanoma. But Ankwanoma means the lonely bird. He claims he's the lonely bird, and he has given his body, mind, and soul as sacrifice for the nation. And when time is up for him to go, he would go proudly. That's what he says. In fact, he took that from an old adage of the Akans and also from the song of Dadilumba called Ankwanoma. Before Ghanaians could have the dust settle, it came out in the media that he had requested for a number of military-style armored cars, which cost the nation several millions of Ghana cedis. The nation is already bleeding. Why would a special prosecutor want armored cars, bulletproof? So we went underground and tried to find out exactly why that would happen. I spoke with the office of the special prosecutor, and it came out that there were some assassination attacks on the life of the special prosecutor. Why? Because he's not in bed with the government in power. That the government in power is frustrating him. The government in power just wanted a white elephant to sit in there and pretend to be fighting corruption, but actually be involved neck deep in corruption. I was shocked to hear this, but not too shocked, because I know how politicians can be dirty. Hear what happened now. Now this man here called Kwesi Agyapong has gone through a lot of frustrations. He's taken a lot of cases to the court, and the courthouses ended up frustrating him by throwing out some of those cases that he thought could have gone otherwise. Now, Kwesi Agyapong argues that there are so many other security forces, the so-called BNI, which is now something else. My brother, my sister, and some other such outfits, they all have bulletproof armored cars for their heads and some other top officials. Why would his outfit, another security, another force, be ignored when it comes to such military vehicles? After all, their lives are also in danger. He never actually thought about having a military-style armored car until he tasted his very first assassination attack. And according to the office, it happened around East Legon, the very first one. From that time, he started to change cars and try to dodge all these assassins until he realized that he cannot be too careless, and he demanded 5 military-style armored cars. And the nation went haywire because it cost a lot of money to provide them, and they were actually provided. But the special prosecutor does not regret that. Before the dust could settle again, boom! Another person has gone underground and has brought some information. Who is this person? He's called A+. A+ is a musician. Some people say an ex-musician or a former musician. He himself said he's done with music now. But once a musician, always a musician. This is A+. He's a politician, and he's tried in the past to go deep into politics and also to form his own movement. After some time, he abandoned all these efforts, but it looks like he wants to return to politics seriously, having abandoned music fully now to concentrate on his political career. A+ has spilled the beans. Watch it, my lord. See this. And this is from Ghana Web. It says, there have been 5 attempts to assassinate the special prosecutor. And this is A+ on armored vehicles request. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Kwame Asari Obing, popularly known as A+, has justified the special prosecutor's request for armored vehicles as contained in a 2021 application for the clearance of some vehicles. Recently, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, led by Mr. Kwesi Agyapong, has been subjected to scores of backlashes online after the said document addressed to the finance minister went viral. The request for 4 types of armored plated vehicles and 12 types of soft or light body vehicles totaled 29,952,000 Ghana cedis, almost 30 million Ghana cedis, were captured amongst others. Scores of netizens, including the likes of Blakk RASTA, have since kicked against the request, describing it as insane and insensitive. However, A+ has argued that an armored vehicle is an essential requirement for the special prosecutor, who had encountered a series of assassination attempts. You want to assassinate someone, you have made 5 attempts on his life this year alone, but you are angry. He has requested bulletproof cars, which is a requirement under the law that set up his office. Did the special prosecutor set up the OSP? Should I release the photos of all the attempts, or you will shut up over there and allow the man to do his job? Like he should avail himself for killing Abi. I'm surprised he didn't even request for bulletproof bulldozers. You have children, but every day you want to kill somebody. If you like, ask police to invite me for questioning. Like the things I will say, I'm calling your bluff, he wrote in a long Facebook post. That's it. That's it. It's true. Blakk Rasta came out and bemoaned the situation and called it insensitive. The nation is bleeding. Special prosecutor wants almost 30 million Ghana cedis just to buy cars for his staff. Now the story is interesting. It said that the office was established, and in the document that established the office, he's entitled to some of these cars for protection. As it's been mentioned, the BNI, now called something else, and some other such outfits, including the Yoko and the rest, they all have these bulletproof cars. The OSP says, why not the office of the special prosecutor? It is also one such special office fighting crime. That's the big question. Now, the second big question I want to ask is this. When did the special prosecutor request for the armored vehicles? A+ says in 1 year, that's this year alone, there has been a number of attacks on his life. 5 of them in number. There have been several assassination attacks and attempts on his life. 5 of them in all. Is it true? The special prosecutor, is he an endangered species? When I spoke with the office of the special prosecutor, I was told about one particular assassination attack amongst others which were not specified. Could A+ be speaking the truth? A+ says he has photographs to show and buttress the point that he's making. Come here, my Lord. Why would anybody want to assassinate the special prosecutor? What has he done to deserve death? Is it because he's not in bed with the party in power? And the party in power has been doing everything possible to besmear him with things we cannot mention in public. What has the special prosecutor done? When the special prosecutor started work, he had no staff member, nothing. He began it like that until this year, when they gave him a number of people to work with. All these years, how were they expecting him to fight corruption without a supporting staff? Were they pretending to be fighting corruption? When Amidu was in office, he didn't have anybody to work with. He just picked 1 or 2 people around him who were not officially on the payroll according to him, and they were trying to work. Why would you set up an office and not make available the right resources for the office to function? Or are you pretending that you are working when you actually know you are not working? These are the questions we are asking. Who wants to kill the special prosecutor? Does he deserve death? What is the problem? Who is hiding under the colors of politics and party partisanship and pulling the trigger? We saw it happen to Ahmed Swale. We saw how journalists were brutalized. We saw how Anas Anas cannot even expose his face. We saw how Manasseh Azure Awuni was shipped all the way through the back door and sent all the way to South Africa under this very government to avoid assassination. We saw how Blakk Rasta was sitting on radio and a gunman broke the gate and went in there with his long gun trying to pull the trigger. What is it about this government and fighting corruption? No wonder we have descended so deeply down on the ladder of corruption into the deepest abyss of corruption. Thank you, A+, for making this known. You took the wind out of my sail, but that is what it is. Officially from the office of the special prosecutor, he has been facing some challenges, including assassination attempts. That's it. And come here. Now the next story we want to look at, my brother, my sister, is also rolling on the screen. Watch it. And this is interesting as well. Watch it. It says, Ofori-Atta counts on God for 2024. Did you hear that? Ofori-Atta. Who is Ofori-Atta? Ofori-Atta is the finance minister of the Republic of Ghana. And look at the headline of the story. Watch it. I am assured that the Lord will continue to lead and guide us in 2024. What does the headline tell you? In Ghana, we love God, believe God so much, but the things God tells us to do, we don't do. How can you profess your love for God, yet you don't obey his commandments? God has given us brains to think and to work with the brains. In fact, he brought us into the world and equipped us with almost everything we need to be able to survive. If you believe in this, say yes. My brother, he gave us 2 hands so we could work. And the same hands eat is not for fun. Why is it that most of the time when we work, it's our hands that work? And it's the same hands that put food in our mouths. It means that the hand that works deserves to eat. I'm speaking proverbially. My brother, before this president came into power, he told us the battle was the Lord's. Ghanaians will fall for anything God. The easiest way to win an election in Ghana is to bribe people. The same people who say they believe in God. Another very easy way next to bribing people is to use God. So once you come and start quoting some Bible verses or Quranic verses, you know that your votes amongst religious people would be assured. This is the trick these guys are using. They will mess us up, disturb our sensibilities, offend us to the maximum. And when we are about to strike, they bring the Bible and start quoting so that we stay away. This is the guy who took us to the IMF and the World Bank and borrowed so much money they crippled the nation. This is the same guy who, out of, what is the word? Inefficiency. This is the guy out of wickedness. We were told that every money that was borrowed, he benefited. He had his share from every money he borrowed. He didn't care whether the nation went down in the deepest abyss as long as he made his commission from whatever money he borrowed. So for him, borrowing more was to give him more commission. After all, his children's children would come and pay all the debts that they accumulate. This was the man touted as the best economic brain, the best finance brain. But today we know that he's a dunderhead. Today we know that he doesn't have the brains to deal with the economy. This guy is a disgrace to our nation when it comes to our finances. There are many people who do not want to see this face. There was a time he told us he was not even taking salary. In fact, these people came into power. They didn't care to build hospitals. They didn't care to build schools. All they were interested in, my brother, my sister, borrowing. And whatever they were doing with the money, only these people can tell us. When COVID-19 came, he was one of the guys that got struck down. You know what he did? He ran to England and America to get cured. Before he left, he asked Ghanaians to pray for him because there were prophecies that COVID-19 was going to kill him before he had COVID. I remember some of the prophets saying it was too late, he would die. But God has a way of keeping people like this alive so that they can suffer more. Sometimes you see a man suffering and is praying to God to kill him so he can go peacefully. And God says, what? Na lie. Stay and suffer. My brother, the kind of wickedness these people have taken us through, they have injected us with the virus of poverty. Yes, the virus of poverty. We all are going through it right now. And when we are angry, sitting down quietly for them to leave the scene so we can heave a sigh of relief, they come to us with their ugly faces again to tell us, oh, God is here. After all, wherever we put God, we are okay. I'll tell you a short story. When I was growing up in Tamale, any old man that was beating his child, all the child needed to say was, it's almost like saying, I beg you with the name of God. When you are beating a child, and he runs to an older man and embraces the older man, it means that you have entered into the shadow of the old man or the name of the old man. So when a father is beating his child in the northern region, Tamale, all the child needs to say is, I have embraced God and I'm in the shadow of God. And he will do this. If you beat him, you are beating God. By that tradition. Many of you didn't know this, right? So bad boys, they will go out and perpetrate all sorts of evil. They will come home, their fathers will catch them normally early in the morning when they are fast asleep like that. Then the father will wake them up with beatings. The moment they start feeling the beatings, and they will do this. Once you raise your hand, it means when you beat him, you are beating God. That kind of mentality made a lot of boys and girls go haywire and wayward. Anytime they were going to be punished, they pulled the God card. That is what this man is doing. Having messed us up, and we are ready to discipline them in our own way, they are talking God. Run the story, my youth. Let's see it into details. Watch it. It says, Minister of Finance, Ofori-Atta, has somewhat dispelled rumors that he has resigned from the position under the governing MPP administration. This comes after some rumors began to swell on Monday, December 18, suggesting that Ofori-Atta had resigned from his position as Minister of Finance and Economic Planning. In a tweet cited by Ghana Web Business via the X handle of the Office of the Finance Minister, Ofori-Atta, who joined staff of the ministry to hold a Thanksgiving event, suggested he is gearing up to continue to lead the Ministry of Finance in 2024. I am assured that the Lord will continue to lead and guide us in 2024. Our testimony is indeed victory and on every side. Humbled to be leading the brilliant and resilient team Ministry of Finance. It's a shame. My brother, it's a shame. That's the tweet he put up. That is the tweet he put up. Sometimes I wish I could say some things, but because of decency and respect, we need to keep that and put the damper on that. My brother, listen to what the Minister of Finance is telling us. After borrowing and taking his commission every time, as we were told, he has the guts, the effrontery, to come and tell us, after cheating and stealing from us, by these commissions, as we were told, he has the effrontery to play God. God is going to lead us into the next year, 2024. He will be in church on the 31st night in all white and dancing to the glory of God for stealing the commissions and doing a lot of things to bring us down as a people. My brother, come here. Can I ask you a question? When you went to vote during the elections, did you see God on the ballot paper? Did you see Professor God Nyame? Or you saw Mr. Nyame God? Did you see a man with all gray, long beard on the ballot, and his name was Mr. Nyame God? Or Atanyumo? Did you see that? Nene Atanyumo? Did you see that? Ni Atanyumo? Did you see that? Mr. Atanyumo? Did you see that? We saw Nanado. We saw Mahama. We decided to vote for a man. And when the man starts to fail, he says that God is the one who is in control. That means God is the one failing. But when he starts to make inroads and succeeds, he takes the credit and gives the credit to his powerful team. What a nation. When they flop, it's God. God is in control. God knows why this is happening. But when they are succeeding, they have a formidable team. You think God is a joker like you? We pray to the same God that they say they have, that please remove these people one after the other. I don't care how you remove them, whether by gas or by wind or by storm. All we want is that you take them out so that fresh minds, loyal minds, patriotic minds can come and take over. But let them live long enough to suffer more for the treatment they've meted out to us Ghanaians. To God be the glory. That's it. When we return, we have more for you. And at the same time, keep your comments coming in. We're going to be reading them. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco showed up.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Showman. Here we speak truth to power. Next story, my youth. Remember to share the broadcast, like and comment. We shall read your comments. Next story, watch it. And our WhatsApp number is on the line. Make sure you pick it up and send us messages as well to do business. It's strictly for business, my brother. Angolan president's daughter in trouble in London. Is it not interesting? Angolan president, the daughter, is in trouble in London. Why? Who is the daughter? Who is the president? There was a dirty president in Angola called Dos Santos. That's him. This man died in 2022. This man here ceased to be president of Angola in 2017. 5 years later, he died. He was a dirty dictator, a dirty thief. One of the kings of thievery in Africa, that guy here. By now, he's resting in the hottest part of hell. Satan has a big hard on and is sodomizing him night and day with no mercy. This guy, hey, he gave all the power to his children, controlling all the power sectors. You know power sectors, right? Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Atomic Bomb, Ministry of Guns and Ammunition, Ministry of this, Ministry of Hydroelectric Power, that kind of ministry. They made money so crazily. The daughter was the worst. This woman here, she made so much money. Angola discovered so much quality oil in the days of Dos Santos. This woman here, my God, was put in charge of this. She made so many different deals, left, right, and center. She amassed so much wealth that made the people of Angola shiver. If I mean to open the dossier on this woman, all of you will collapse one after the other. One of the dirtiest, most thieving people in the history of Angola. Angola was built on the bedrock of radicalism. In other words, fighting radically to free that nation from economic bondage and suppression. But people like Dos Santos made mockery of the blood that was shed to free that nation. Let me take you through the story. You will see things for yourself. Run it, my youth. Watch it. Isabel Dos Santos has 734 million American dollars of assets frozen in London. Did you see that? The office of the special prosecutor wants how much? About 30 million. That's million Ghana cedis. And that amount, when you change it into dollars, is about 2-point-something million dollars. This woman alone has what? 734 million American dollars worth of assets in London alone. Why in London and not in Angola? Your guess is as good as mine. Stolen. One of the dirtiest women in politics. Run the story, my youth. Watch it. Isabel Dos Santos, the self-exiled daughter of former Angolan President Jose Eduardo Dos Santos, had 580 million British pounds, an equivalent of 734 million American dollars of assets frozen in London, in a London legal spat with telecommunications from Unitel SA. This woman was also in charge of the telecommunications of Angola. She signed some dangerous deals and pocketed all the money. She was so powerful. And you see that she's light-skinned, right? Bring the photo of the father. I'll show you something. This is the father, dark like me. Bring the photo of the daughter. So you see the story I'm telling. It's a white woman's daughter. A lot of African presidents, when they make a little money, they are looking for white women to marry. I have no problem if you are falling in love. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of them look down on the black princesses that they have had all this while. The president himself went all the way to France to study, and also in England. That was where he met the woman that he married that bettered this one. And she was his jewel, his pearl. A lot of African presidents, they look at skin color and then they sell their conscience. That's the story I'm telling you. This woman, very corrupt. Bring back the story, my youth. Watch this. Dos Santos and her Dutch holding company, Unitel International Holdings BV, were sued by Angolan Unitel for defaulting on loans worth around 325 million euros and 44 million American dollars to fund UIH's interest in telecommunication companies. The two firms have no direct corporate connections despite similar names. Do you understand that? She would steal from Peter and go and found Paul to compete with Peter again. It's like somebody employs you to come and work here. And here we sell soap. Now you steal all the things that you need to make the soap and go and open your own soap company somewhere, competing with the one that fed you, that you crippled. They crippled Angola and took all the money outside Angola to the white man's land. That's what they did. A London judge ruled Wednesday, that's today, that Unitel had won a bid to impose the freezing order and cited Dos Santos' properties in London, Dubai, and Monaco, worth more than 100 million American dollars in total. Unitel had argued that the terms of the loans were uncommercial, with unjustifiably low interest rates, and sought by Dos Santos for her own personal benefit. Dos Santos was a director of Unitel until November 2020, 3 years after her father died. I beg your pardon. No, 2 years before the father died. The judge said it is effectively controlled by the Angolan state. You see what she did? She gave out a lot of loans, bam, 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 on commercial rates to benefit herself, robbing her own country in quotes. When the father was alive, they were swimming in money. She had buildings all over the earth, in Monaco, in Sicily, in Paris. She went all the way to so many different places, including Holland. Assets. How did she make her money? How much was her salary? Stealing, like her father Dos Santos. Dos Santos, who was once Africa's richest woman. Jesus have mercy. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Are you seeing what I am seeing? What kind of play is this? Dos Santos, who was once Africa's richest woman, has faced allegations of corruption after being accused of causing more than 5 billion American dollars in losses to the African nation during her father's 38-year rule. How much? How much? 5 billion American dollars. Twice the amount that Ghana needed for a bailout from IMF. Are you listening? Her assets in Angola and in Portugal. Why Portugal? Because Angola is a Portuguese state. Forgive me when I say that. They were colonized by Portugal. So they owe allegiance to Portugal. Just like Ghana owes allegiance to England and La Côte d'Ivoire owes allegiance to France. We are still tied via the girdle straight to the umbilical cords of France, England, and Portugal, depending on who colonized us. 38 years in power, such a dirty man, very corrupt, more corrupt than Satan. Her assets in Angola and in Portugal have been frozen, and Interpol has issued an international arrest warrant on her. She has consistently denied any wrongdoing. Hallelujah. Lawyers for Dos Santos argued the lawsuit was a political campaign against her, brought by the request of the Angolan government. They said that the case needed to be viewed in light of political feuding. Lawyers for Dos Santos and Unitel didn't immediately respond to a request for a comment. And the source is what? Bloomberg. One time she was the richest woman. What work was she doing? What work was she doing? Stealing. That's it. Occupation, stealing. What work was Isabel doing? Her father was president for 38 years. She was the father's honey child. He always wanted a white woman and he had one. That's okay. And he gave birth to a white baby. Beautiful white baby. My brother. And opened the gates of wealth that should have been open to the Angolan people, to his daughter, and she milked that dry, took the money of Angola and went out to her mother's country of origin and built businesses there to satisfy her own ego, her own whims and caprices. Look at what we're doing to ourselves. Any which way is the story. My name Blakk Rasta is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. I'm happy that the British people are dealing with this case. I believe that justice will prevail, and whatever is supposed to be repatriated to Angola, I pray that it goes to that beautiful country so that the people can heave a fresh sigh of relief. Until then, my name Blakk Rasta. When we return, we shall read your messages. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot. Kukushono.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushono, and here we speak truth to power. And if you want to travel on holiday, there's a good chance for you. Maybe you want to go to Romania, where you can see Kwame Nkrumah's, footsteps, you know. In Bucharest, maybe you want to go to Egypt. You want to go see the pyramids. Maybe you want to travel to even India. You want to go to Kadian and some other place. Maybe you want to go to Kenya, South Africa. But you also want to work whilst you are on holiday. Please speak with Prudi Workforce. Prudi Workforce is very, very much into this. All you need is a passport size photograph of you and then a bio page photocopy of your passport. Then you need a bank statement. Don't worry, even if there's only 2 cities in it. Now they are located right there inside the Medina taxi rank near the Eco Bank. And their numbers are rolling on the screen. Hey, they will get you a visa, buy you a plane ticket. At the same time, they will give you accommodation wherever you are and find you a job. You work whilst you are having your holiday wherever in the world. Kenya, South Africa, wherever. When you finish your holiday, come home and invest. That's the key word. What can you work as? A cleaner? A mason? Are you a driver? Maybe you are a painter. Maybe you are an electrician. Maybe you are even a doctor or a teacher or a nurse. What work do you do? Maybe you are a cook. You can cook food. No problem. Maybe you are a preacher. You can preach. They will find you a job to preach and make money so you can enjoy your holiday and return home in peace. Call them on these numbers and Prudi Workforce will be ready for you. Maybe you want to go to UK, Canada, Australia, Schengen states, as in Poland, as in Belgium, as in Germany, and all those wonderful countries. This is your chance. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Next story, my youth. Remember to share the broadcast, okay? So these are your comments. And Wanini Boy says, welcome, Blakk. Amadu Saadu says, first here. Wanini Boy was first, too. Ras Osajefu Duabel. Tendandogo. Egoma Dogo. Bill, he says, Wayo. Asma Banda one says the king of the airwaves, the legendary Blakk Rasta is on. Come here. Francis Ampim says, welcome Blakk Rasta. Thank Allah for the life. The show is live and it's all about patriotism. No one is bigger than the truth. Wayo. Come here. More fire. You think say you day wise. Paul Skimo says, greetings, Blakk Rasta. You kept me waiting. Sorry about that, my brother. Abukari Abdul Wahid says, boss, welcome. Fred Tego says, yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. And Benjamin Achu says, word. Stephen Banda says, my king, thanks for the wisdom you are giving us. Thanks, my king. Blessed love, Stephen Banda. Nabong Pyramid says, greetings to you, Prophet Blakk Rasta, watching you live from Tumu, the capital of the world. Yes, Tumu is the capital of the world. May we see, bless you. Stephen Banda says, I am listening to you live with my brother, Sami Tuga, and he sends his greetings to you and your crew. Thanks, Blakk, and Merry Christmas. And long life, Blakk Rasta. Blessed love, my youth, guidance and protections. And this is from Facebook. Tom Poe says, good evening, Prophet. What time do you start your program, please? We start at 5 p.m. and then we go all the way down to 6 o'clock. And if we happen to be interrupted by some power outages and the rest, no matter what time we come, we still try to keep it within 1 hour. Yeah, doomso is rampant these days, but we try as much as possible to be able to come your way every time, despite everything. Hopefully, we shall move to a bigger place and get our own plant, and then 5 o'clock will be 5 o'clock. You know. Senior prosecutor says, may God see the special prosecutor through these difficult times. Amar Abdurrahman says, God will punish Akufo-Addo before he dies. Asima Banda says, oh, God save Ghana from this hardship government. Dobi Osman says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. Tell the office of the special prosecutor that if the special prosecutor wants to know what Chichinga is, Chichinga, Chinchanga, I see. Good evening, Blakk Rasta. And he says, tell if he wants to know that Chichinga is a man, you should remove him and stand him in position. Martin Amidu himself ran for his life. Alaji bin Yurbu Shale Savologo. That's his name. Alaji bin Yurbu Shale Savologo. The bin Yurbu Shale Niko Ngorong Mana. Good evening, Blakk Rasta, watching you live. May God save Ghana from the 419 government. Amen. Alaji bin Yurbu Shale Savologo. He says, Blakk Rasta, greet Honorable Alaji A.B.F. Seni. The MP for Satnarugu, for me. Okay, the man of Proverbs. That is the man. They say the day that the monkey is destined to die, all the trees in the forest become slippery. And he also said something which I like so much. He said, keeping feces in your stomach is not the antidote for hunger. He also said, when a woman is running and holding her breast, it doesn't mean her breasts are going to fall down. That's why she's holding them, David. She's only holding them so that men who see it to be dancing will not be swayed away by the succulence of the succulinity. Hallelujah. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonoma. Alexander Kwesi says, Tuma, Blakk Rasta. I used to believe there is God. But after seeing criminal African leaders using God's name in everything they do, I've changed my mind. Oh, also, don't change your mind. He's killing them one after the other. He's giving them cancer, liver cirrhosis, erectile dysfunction. He's even giving them cancer of the nostrils. Cancers that we never knew about. Today he's giving them some. So still believe in God. Yeah. Say it loud. And this is Zion Genesis. Blessed love, my youth. Keep your comments coming in. We shall read the second batch before we go. Next story, my youth. All right. Next story, my youth. And the next story we are looking at It's another interesting piece. Oh yes, very interesting. Watch it. It says talk, 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 no action cannot fight corruption. And this is VITUS AZEEM. Who is VITUS AZEEM? You know this man? He's saying talk, 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 no action cannot fight corruption. He said something that I like. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Corruption discussed more than combated. VITUS AZEEM voices consent amidst SML scandal. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Anti-corruption advocate VITUS AZEEM has expressed frustration over the sluggish pace of prosecuting government officials implicated in corruption scandals in Ghana, citing it as a hindrance to the fight against corruption. AZEEM's remarks follow a recent corruption scandal involving the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, and private firm Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. Speaking on the Class Morning Show on December 19, 2023, AZEEM criticized the apparent lack of sanctions, stating that when sanctions are not applied, corruption becomes attractive. He lamented that Ghana tends to focus more on discussing corruption rather than actively combating it, asserting that the country engages in lip service, blah, 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 talk, 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 in the fight against corruption. Ash. It's true, isn't it? We like to come say, hey, you see what we are 6 million. Oh. You see we are scanning crowd, the top plane. Only the year, I'm Chichinga de Bia. Sir, oh, Cronfongwa. That's it. We like to discuss it. Say it. You'll be shocked that the person who has stolen the money, even if he appears whilst we are discussing him, we are going to shake hands with him and even embrace him. And say, oh, opinion transit. Because we hope that the stolen money, part of it will be given to us. So we are not actively fighting corruption. Look at Woyome. After stealing so much from our nation, it's your money, it's my money. When I was fighting Woyome, he brought his lawyers with big, big documents. Then I was at multimedia to threaten us with big legal language. The sanctus paratus of the law will come after you even when you probably no quiskos no kwai. And then whilst you are trying to comprehend the last thing he said, 6 more have come. It's like they've given you a big blow in a boxing match. You are trying to recover from that. Then 6 more uppercuts come. They just lie there and say, my brother, Woyome stole our money and ran all the way to the Volta region. Some people in the Volta region shielded him because he's their thief. He's been sponsoring some dirty things in the area. So it's good that he steals to come and sponsor them. Yet the bigger picture is never looked at. Until the court said Woyome stole the money and asked Woyome to pay back the money. After now, we don't know whether he has paid all or not. Why should people be stealing from the nation? Why? We discuss corruption, but we are not ready to implement sanctions that will make corruption unattractive. In fact, let me tell you something. Today, if we hear that a man has succeeded in breaking a bank in Ghana and stealing 5 million Ghana cedis, all his friends will start calling him, not because they want to chastise him, but because they want to go and get their share. Jeff says it's true. It's true. My brother, I used to live in Nima. Gambling is haram in those areas. Gambling, betting. Hey, those days, lotto, banker to banker, could never thrive in Nima. They would chase all the banker to banker, all the lotto people out. But if one of them won the lottery, you all start going, Namiji, Yare, now you can't share share anamu. Dodo, share it up over. Now don't come in our. Early morning, I drop out of before the cock even goes, go, he's there with his long jalabia. He crosses his legs. He's coming to take part of the haram money. Shege damboroba. It's reality. Ghanaians are not against corruption as long as they are seen to be benefiting from corruption. They are okay. They don't care how much money you steal from the government. If only you will give them something small. You can steal a whole cow from the government. Even if you give them the horn of the cow, they are okay. Take the rest. Come and they will encourage you to steal a camel this time. Give them the hoof of the camel. They are okay. What a people. When will corruption stop? Somebody will steal and people will be following him for their share of the stolen booty. That's why our politicians do that. They steal, and when you come after them, they give you something small to shut you up. When you do that, you are worse than a lower animal. I'm telling you, brethren. Dash it. Thank you so much, VITUS, AZEEM. Now we have a last story, right? Run it, and we are done with it. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And on the heels of that one, watch this. It says, Ghana Judiciary needs powerful PR against corruption. PR is public relations, right? Do PR. And in Ghana, PR is all about talking. Yabi, 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 yabi. Communicators go and talk. Propaganda, lie more to make it look nice. Run the story. Watch this. I want to read just the first 2 paragraphs, and we were done. Judiciary needs strong PR to deal with corruption perception. Listen on. And this is Justice KWOFIE. He is a justice of the Supreme Court. Look at what he's thinking. He says that the judiciary, which is about the courts and the lawyers and the magistrates and the judges, they form the judiciary. It's an arm of government. We have the executive. We have the lawmakers known as the legislature. And then we have them as well. These are the arms of the law. And we are the 4th estate, the media. Run the story. Watch something. It says, Supreme Court nominee Anthony Henry KWOFIE has expressed concern regarding the perceived corruption associated with the judiciary. Are you listening? Are you listening? Listen. He said that he is not happy about the perceived corruption associated with the judiciary. During his appearance before the vetting committee on Wednesday, December 20, that's today, he sought to dispel any notions of corruption within the judiciary, emphasizing the importance of effectively communicating to regain public confidence. So leave it here. So this is actually a nominee. He is not a Supreme Court judge. Please bring back the same message there. Put it back. What he is saying, I need you to watch it properly. He's a nominee. He's going to the Supreme Court. He's a Supreme Court nominee. Right after the vetting, if he goes through, he will go to the Supreme Court. This is a justice. He says he's not happy with the corruption notion of the judiciary. And for him, the best way to deal with this is proper PR. Communicating properly. That's what he said. Read the second paragraph. So, during his appearance before the vetting committee on Wednesday, that's today, December 20, he sought to dispel any notions of corruption within the judiciary, emphasizing the importance of effectively communicating to regain public confidence. I am sad. Oh, justice. Is this what you want to take to the Supreme Court? Did you watch Anas Admiral Anas's documentary that saw some judges, or they are not part of the judiciary, taking goats as bribe and freeing hardened criminals, murderers and armed robbers? We all saw that. Is that not corruption? Who in Ghana doesn't know that the judiciary is so corrupt? How many Ghanaians will tell you, I don't want to go to court because I have no money to pay bribe? It is so unattractive to go to court in Ghana. Justice, you can tickle yourself and laugh as much as you want, but the reality remains. What are you talking about? Even Asha Wang had a lawyer to defend her. We don't put our nation first. A lawyer should not refuse to provide legal services to people. But the lawyer can also refuse when they realize that you have a bad case and they do not want to suffer. Or better still, I'm yet to see a lawyer go to court and say, this person here, who is my client, is a big thief and has stolen so much, destroyed the land. Please give her the maximum punishment. I'm yet to see that. They all go and create angels out of thieves and demons that go to the court. Is that not corruption? This person has come to confess to you that they have killed. Then you tell the person, you tell me the truth and watch me lie. That's what a lot of lawyers say. Don't hide any truth from me. Tell me all the truth, but just watch me lie. They go to court. And he starts, my Lord, this is a very, very religious person, goes to church every day, in fact, speaks in tongues, fasts every day, and is very, very, very good, gives money to the church and all that. How could this person steal from the company? Meanwhile, this person confessed to you that he has been stealing all the time that he was working there. But you lie for this person just to win a case. You might win the case in court, but in heaven, you have gained a ticket to hell. It's sad. And they say the law is not about morals. It's about what? Immorals. Lawyers will tell you, you tell me the truth and watch me lie. I remember one story where a lawyer was told by a gentleman that, hey, I can't even call him a gentleman, a rapist. I raped a woman. Say, did you enjoy it? He said, well, it was nice. So you know that what you did, if you go to court, they can put you in there for about 30 years. He said, but don't worry. You tell me the details. What position did you use? What did you do? Was it doggy style? Was it man on top, scissors, whatever it was? The man described everything. Whilst the lawyer was listening to this, he graphically formed the pictures in his head, and he himself had a hard on before the rapist finished talking. And when he went to court, my Lord, this is a holy man. And to tell you the truth, I wish I would not say this in court. This man is impotent. And the rapist was shocked. Why is this lawyer that I told that I did it? He's saying that I'm impotent. He quickly stepped on the leg of the lawyer and said, please, I'm not. He said, shut up. He was still saying that this man was impotent. And the judge, at the end of the day, said, well, I'm forced to test him and see if he's actually impotent or not. We'll begin with the court. Brought one of the prettiest women around to come and hold him and kiss him and see if it will work. Come here! Whilst the lady was even walking towards the guy, the walking, the shaking, the gogomi style, the man started, he had to move closer to his chest and say, I swear we are going to lose this case today. We will lose it. The animal in him was already nodding the head, bam, bam, like an agama lizard. What the judiciary needs is not PR. What it needs is the truth. Nothing but the truth, as you say in court. Let your deeds sell you, not your dirty PR. If we all are going to depend on PR, we'll be like the political parties where they send illiterate miscommunicators to go and sit on radio and talk about everything from health through to sports, through to religion. They know everything. Some of them are illiterates. Be careful. Justice. If I were there, I would have disqualified you. You are behaving like one of those lawyers that will go and say lies. I leave it here. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Show, where we speak truth to power. Let's see your comments before we leave. Watch this. Tompo says, oh, Africa leaders. Emmanuel Williams Mensa Fiagbenya says, Africa, Africa, Africa. We bitterly owe Africa. Alexander Kwesi says, isn't it happening in Ghana now? Nana are those daughters who do not have a resume and have never worked in their lives. Now own $6 million restaurants in Ghana. Who knows what they have in Europe? That's why Putin once said, Africa is a cemetery for African leaders. Did Putin actually say that? Don't look at the things that people put out there. Putin didn't say that. It's just propaganda. You know? Kweku Emil says, and this is Brother Kweku, long time. Tuma, Tuma, Tuma. Without patriotism, the people perish. Respect, Brother Kweku. Love and respect. Jürgen Manchakskaus. It's a German names. If you don't know how to say, you can't pronounce them. So this is Jürgen Moscow. He says, never hunger, I believe it. Okay. Yakubu Abdul Kabiru Gong says, you are live in Zangbalong, in the northern Ghana, Zangbalong. Alaji bin Yurubu Shale Savulugu says, Blakk Pot is the best in Ghana. Whether you like it or not, Blakk is the best. Thank you so much. Alaji bin Yurubu Shale Savulugu. Biyela ne bin Yurubu Shale no ko ngorong mana. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonam, and I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you share the broadcast. We appreciate you. Our nation shall develop. Let's all come together under one umbrella and be the change that we want to see in our nation. Let's refuse every bribe. Let us open our eyes and raise up our children to run away from bribe, run away from corruption, and uphold the heritage and legacy of our nation. Our nation shall prosper. To my professor, Professor Albion Mens, of the University of Central Missouri, a.k.a. Albino. One and obetum Albino. Obiarantumu. Albino. Miss Obiarantumu. Albino. Champion man. This is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Hey! Wayo!